lengths of Star of Florida after its runaway win at Toowoomba recently. Have a look at it go. A wing on every foot.
Then came Billy Jarrah Swack, Craigley, Belden, Routize, Warrior Butted as Star of Florida, and around the home turn, Star of Florida at the 300. He's out by 6 lengths. Trudeau second, then Kid Charlemagne. Further back, Proudly Aggro and Kid Treasure, but Star of Florida's a mile in front past the 200. He's 6 in front of Trudeau, Kid Charlemagne, Kid Treasure, Proudly Aggro, and this beautiful son of Telesto streaking away, Star of Florida. He won by 6 lengths to Kid Treasure, third Proudly Aggro, then Kid Charles.
Maintained a high cruising speed, 7 or 8 lengths in front. It's very rare for horses to keep doing that and maintain their stride over the last 200 metres. He cruised like that. Very impressive. Right. Very impressive. Right.
Breaking the track record and doing so.
The greatest thing about it,
up the sleeve here. I think he's going to get over the top of him here. He looks absolutely outstanding.
Lonhro Beeman's got a big grip on him coming to the 600. 2 lengths away, Natois, Stormcat Academy. And last of all is Padstow. Around the bend, there she goes from the coalfields. Leads up by a length. Coming after it, Ancient Song. 3 away is Ha Ha. Beeman gave Lonhro a bit of a squeeze. He brought him to the outside. He's about to hit the button and let him explode. Ancient Song at the 250 moved up to where she goes. Here comes the Woodlands wonder horse, Lonhro. Lonhro went straight past them. Lonhro raced to the front for Beedman. He had a peep over the shoulder. Ancient Song, Natois getting home well, but the superstar is back in town with a bang. Lonhro by 4 lengths at the wire. Ancient Song second. Natois got third. Then he's a beauty. He's a ripper. Number 1, Lonhro.
He's a machine. He's just...
Warwick Stakes is probably highly likely.
Not sure that he'll get 2,000 metres. He travels a bit strongly in a race. I mean, he's brilliant, and not even I can bag that performance. That was outstanding.
That's saying something.
Yesterday. He just travels so well in a sprint race. You wonder in a 2,000 metre race whether he might travel a little too well and maybe pull a little bit. But gee, a great horse. Any trainer would love to have him in the...
Sports 16, Rubitano 120, Windigo 21, Dandy Kid 8.
Favourite drawn 2 in orange colours. Set. Clear Rubitano off the fence, the leader, the Sports hard-ridden Wendigo next. And then came Ruby Slipper coming to the outside for the last dash at the favourite. And Dandy Kid last of the 5. But into the straight, Rubitano a little over a length. Ruby Slipper wound up for her dash down the outside. Sports battling away. And Wendigo next under the whip. Rubitano in front at the 200. Oliver's winding up Ruby Slipper. But Rubitano is kidding. Out by 2. Holds the mare comfortably at bay. And he's going to win again. The smart sprinter Rubitano by 2. Eased up a little more, in fact, over Ruby Slipper. They tried everything but failed. And then Dandy Kid third, followed by Wendigo. And Sports, perhaps a light of other days, is last of the 5. Never in
Caulfield, that there was no such thing in life as a certainty, but Rubitano was as close as you could get. And it turned out that way. And Nashville Willer has labelled Rubitano the best horse that he's ridden. And Brian Mayfield Smith added to the raps by saying he's not wound up yet. He's won 9 out of 12. And he may take... Domenico Stakes, named after a great sprinter of yesteryear, and for his call of the race, Terry Bailey.
600 metres to go, and Star of Florida at full cry coming to the corner. He got away by 3 lengths on Athel North and East-West Success. Callaway Gal Seamer trying to angle off the fence from Strictly Smart, Jester's Lad, Masquerado, Stocklet, Starfish is at the tail. Over the rise, and Star of Florida under a big grip from Payne. He's cruising. He leads by 3 lengths. Athel North trying hard. Callaway Gal getting into the clear from East-West Success. Masquerado right down the outside. Star of Florida in front by 3 lengths. Athel North and running on well as Masquerado. And back on the fence, Chocolate Starfish at a big price, but in front is the Queenslander. He's too good for them. Star of Florida's won it. Chocolate Starfish at any old odds has rattled home and got second. A photo third. Athel North Strictly Smart. Masquerado close up. East-West Success behind those. The time is 57.78. 57.78 the time.
10, Fields of Omar's out to $8.50. Tears Royal at $7.70. Prince Rubiton $2.60. Magical Miss at $9.90, and that's where the buck stops. They are clearly the top running at the provincials before heading to town and winning a listed race and failing in the Newmarket, and then resumed.
City coming down the outside, Cheers Royal with Dash for Cash, Pindy Ridge and Fields of Omagh starting to come up the middle, is starting to run home very well. Out wide, Pindy Ridge in front, Fields of Omagh starting to extend, is picking it up over on the inside, Prince Rubitano, Gypsy Lad, Fields of Omagh coming up the middle with Pindy Ridge on the outside, Fields of Omagh hit the lead from Gypsy Lad, Fields of Omagh back magnificently to score by a length to either Pindy Ridge or Gypsy Lad. Then Magical Mess, further back Prince Rubitano. They're followed by Maloo and Deadwood City, then Toscana.
When coming back, Fields of Omagh, Brian Martin with a bit of spring in his step with the call, and why wouldn't he? He's got a part share in Fields of Omagh. As I mentioned before the race, the horse looked pretty well. Shogun Lodge, not much between them in betting. Then Sports Brat and Century Kid, 9, 1, 5 and 2. Market looks this way. The two fancied runners, Ancient Song and Shogun Lodge. Century Kid's in the market.
Won last year by On Type, written by Kid, and Jay Sheehan takes Century Kid clear of Ancient Song past the 700, about 6 lengths to Padstow, 4 to Sports Brat and neck to Shogun Lodge, 2.5 to Carp Gun, and then Dress Circle Hosanna, and 3 lengths to the despised Ruffy King of Rhythm. They're strung out like Brown's cows. Coming to the corner, and the well-tried Century Kid, 3 Ancient Song, 5 to Padstow, 4 to Sports Brat, then Shogun Lodge and Carp Gun as they wheel into the straight now. Century Kid a length and a half on Ancient Song, 3 to Padstow, 2 lengths to Shogun Lodge, and Pat Payne pulls him into the open stretches, and then Sports Brat, but Century Kid, Sheehan shaking him along. Century Kid, he's doing it in grand style. He's home, he's well clear of Ancient Song. Shogun Lodge late, but Century Kid, a brilliant win. Century Kid beat Ancient Song, Shogun Lodge, then Padstow with Hosanna, Carp Gun, Sports Brat.
Well, choice. 1 star should emerge brightly from this bunch. Which will it be? And which will go on to perhaps claim spring supremacy. Last of all, Belle coming to the home turn. He travels well. Tycoon Ruler's under pressure. Third. Yell comes from the back. Gets up to third now. Able Choices next, and then Anakin Solo and Titanic Jack last. As they cornered, Belle easily moved away from the field. He's 3 lengths in front of Yell, and Titanic Jack now produces on the outside. But Belle is well clear. Rewilla's pulled the whip. He's 3 lengths in front of Yell, Titanic Jack, and Able Choice, and Belle. The Wonder Colt is back, and it's Belle by 3 lengths. Belle beating Able Choice, getting up on the inside to grab second. Either Yell or Titanic Jack have run third. Long break to Tycoon Ruler, and last to flat is the time they've run. Very handy gallop on the Strath there, considering 5 and 3. Victory Vein $1.30. All the Rage. Callaway Gal $6.70. The Golden.
And Victory Vein, $1.50 on the tote. She's very short. On Madam Albright, a length away, third Strategica by the 600. Then Victory Vein, a couple of lengths to Guru, ridden along from Chatelaine, Royal Perla, Chocolate Starfish, and Absolute is Smash. It's Callaway Gal, the Golden Slipper winner from last season, the leader. Now Danny Beasley's calling upon Victory Vein, and she's coming after Callaway Gal very swiftly with Strategica third, and then Chatelaine, but Victory Vein went to the lead, and at the 150 now, Victory Vein about 2 lengths clear. Chatelaine, Callaway Gal battle on, but Victory Vein, although tiring a shade, the Super Filly is too good, and Victory Vein has beaten Chatelaine, followed in third place Callaway Gal. Good go for fourth with Strategica, Guru and Royal.
She crossed. I think Victory Vein, it's a good filly. When it accelerated in the straight, it was tired. She showed that in the end. I think she was getting a little bit tired on the line, but she had enough to just put the race beyond doubt and then coast down to the wire. I tell you what, I'll rate it at this stage. It's the best 3-year-old filly around at the moment. So all she's got to do.
Ellerslie, so it's drawn nicely just to race back off them and finish her race off pretty good. Does look good.
Who will be victorious in 2002? The punters say Lonhro, so
2 lengths to 5 to go. And again, Hoberg punching up on the inside to shade Carnegie Express. 2.5 to Defier, and then a length's gap to Lonhro, and Beatman about to work forward on the hot pot. Then Republic Lass dropping out River to Me, and second last is Mr. Bureaucrat. Here's Darren Beatman popping the question to Lonhro now, and Lonhro raced out after Hoberg.
Hoburg and Carnegie Express, and Mr. Bureaucrat is battling on, but Lonhro, he slipped away. Defier's gone up and he's inside. Defier's making a race of it with Lonhro. Defier races to Lonhro. Defier beat off Lonhro, and Defier wins it brilliantly. Lonhro's second, Republic Lass. Hubs dropping out River to Me, when second last is Mr. Bureaucrat. Hoburg and Carnegie Express, and Mr. Bureaucrat is battling on, but Lonhro, he slipped away. Defier's gone up and he's inside. Defier's making a race of it with Lonhro. Defier races to Lonhro. Defier beat off Lonhro, and Defier wins it brilliantly. Lonhro's second, Republic Lass. A beauty for third.
With a very happy trainer.
Have you caught your breath yet, Guy?
Yeah.
A moment that have as explosive a turn of foot as Defier does in the finish of a race.
Now, and Defier's always promised to be a very good horse, and I think this preparation we're going to see the best of him. He's run some great races in some big races. Yeah. I thought the run of the race was Republic Lass, the stableman.
One run back, second to Innovation Girl in the William Crockett a couple of weeks ago. And there's Before Too Long, very...
Too Long comes to the turn, about a neck in front, Belle. 2 lengths to yellow, they've got away to Ricardo and Cousy. Before Too Long led narrowly, but Oliver's shaking her up, and Bellispree's travelling the better on the outside, and the big fellow took the lead now. Yelled 2 lengths away, and the rest are headed by Cousy, but Bellispree got clear. He's out by 2 lengths, rolls back to the inside, well clear to Yell and Before Too Long, but Bellispree is racing right away, way too good for him. In the run home, it's Bellispree by 4, and he won it easily. Yell second, Before Too Long third, then Cousy performing in these 2 outings so far. Outstanding win, untouched.
Unbeaten in Victoria, his only defeat was in the Golden Slipper Stakes, and his trainer, John's the best 3-year-old he's ridden. He said he could have shattered the course record yesterday. I think he went within 1/100th of a second of it.
Well, all of the money will be with the top 2. Money for Crystal Decanter we'll be hearing later from Vin Hall. Mr. Fave. Brief Embrace is an easing second elect. She's in quite a mood in the mount. Sunday Shoes led Class Success coming around the home turn. She's out 3 wide. Our Sophia in the centre, and then Crystal Decanter. They're followed then by Romantic Flyer, or Sunday Class Success rather, has run very wide coming around the home turn. Sunday Shoes the leader. Crystal Decanter's coming out after her now. Raven Protector getting into the clear. Down the outside, Innovation Girl and Brief Embrace are both coming. Crystal Decanter hit the lead narrowly, but Innovation Girl sweeps past her. Race to the lead. Raven Protector's running a big race, but in the run home, it's Innovation Girl racing clear, and she wins it by 2.5. Raven Protector second, Brief Embrace third, and they were followed then by Cocktail Evening coming home well. Then Romantic Fly.
Any of the runners behind the stalls, the starters are just looking at the horses without concentrating on...
Sovereign Red, so-called. Tauto 1-2, the former Cox Plate winner. Glen Hill. Barra Bruin, Silver Baron. Sports led them coming around the turn from Maguire. 2 lengths away, La Zagaleta, Dash for Cash. 2 to Piper Star, Elegant Fashion. And then Don Eduardo as they corner clear to Tally Thunder. Sports round the bend led Maguire. La Zagaleta getting into the clear. Here's Dash for Cash letting down with his run. Elegant Fashion pulled to the outsiders coming home well, and then Piper Star. Sports still had it at the 150 from La Zagaleta. Dash for Cash, Elegant Fashion battling. Sports is in front of La Zagaleta. Sports about a neck clear. La Zagaleta drives at him. Photo finish. La Zagaleta and Sports have hit it. Tally Thunder's got up for third in front of Elegant Fashion, and close up Dash for Cash. Then Maguire go either way this. Oh boy, very close to a dead heat. Here's the number. Number 3 has got it. Sports on the inside. Sports has won it. Brendan Fennick. He's led all the way.
I thought the horse hit the line okay. The speed will suit him. He'll just be back off the speed and have a last shot at him. I think the horse will run well.
Cash. Market coming up, number 1, Northerly, 250, Flavour 25, La Zagaleta's out, T $9.80. A small but highly select field in the Memsey Stake. Group 3.
And certainly carrying a lot more condition than we're used to seeing. Half length. Flavour second, Northerly right behind the leader. Fields of Omagh poised to pounce as they corner, and then the Papa running on around Magical Miss, the Big Ask and Tears Royal. At the bend now, Dash for Cash the inside, Flavour. Fields of Omagh goes on and joins the 2 leaders. Northerly off the bit, hard ridden behind them, and the Papa comes with a run down the outside. Flavour at the 200 with Fields of Omagh. Dash for Cash battling back, then the Papa. Here's Magical Miss. Northerly trying to squeeze through, he got cut out. Fields of Omagh had the lead. Magical Miss storms down
down the outside. Magical Miss grabs the lead, and Magical Miss, a half-length fields of Omagh. Dash for Cash third, Northerly fourth. He didn't have a lot of luck. Then the Pumper. They were followed by the Big Ask. Stephen Arnold, Bart Cummings, 9
form yesterday. He also said that Magical Mister, he has produced now a most dominant win from a mare with a big future this spring. She's going to win one of the big ones for sure.
Thong Classic $7. The second mortgage $6.20, by Daily $5.30, Benarivo $7.70. Daily favourite at $5.30 as we go.
Well back is Ottoman, Chairman's Choice, followed by Palace Archway, and last of all is Big Pat. 10 lengths covered them. By Daily took the lead at the 600 metres. He has done a little bit of work. He led narrowly to Court of Jewels and Carponic with Van Winkle, Ottoman coming around them, and then Bush Padre and the second mortgage. By Daily led into the straight. Benarivo's into the clear on the outside, and then Court of Jewels, Bush Padre and Carponic with Ottoman and .com making ground. By Daily still had it, 150 to go. Benarivo trying to reach it on the outside. Court of Jewels coming back on the rail with 100 metres to go. Court of Jewels gets up on the inside. Benarivo and Chairman's Choice flew through the middle. Chairman's Choice has come from nowhere to figure very prominently with Benarivo, Court of Jewels. And then Bush Padre wider out, followed by
Like a Gov has firmed, Pure Theatre has firmed, La Bella Dama, the clear-cut second elect at $12.
Last, tit for tat around the home corner in the Mudgeway. La Belladama after it over on the outside, and now Greg Charles asks the great mare Sunline to run, and here she comes. Tit for tat in front. Sunline over on the outside is starting to get on terms. Pure Theatre and Hello Dolly. Sunline having to work. Tit for tat fighting hard on the inside. The great mare finding all her champion qualities. Tit for tat's coming back, but Sunline sublime. Sunline's done it. Tit for tat second, wouldn't be sure third. It's either Sent Home, Pure Theatre or Conquest Star. Great race. Then we had the... She has done it, but not without a fight.
Oh, what a thrilling performance. Sunline winning and some post-race.
It is. It's fantastic to turn around.
There are people in the birdcage crying for it.
Yeah, it was be right too. So it's great to see for New Zealand racing. Fantastic.
Is that a big relief? She's decided she doesn't like it as much. I think you can see the sun setting on her career, though. I think, you know, that's the hardest first-up run I think I've seen her have.
Victory Vane, $1.20, Sunday Joy $7.70, Salome $44.7, and Royal Siren at a Joy winning races at Randwick.
Ian Crabb, 2 lengths on Sunday Joy, a length of Victory Vane around Miss Bowie, and 1 to Chatelaine highest. On the fence is Strategica, 2 lengths to Lavishly, Royal Pearl, Soprano, and Absolute is the rank outsider. Royal Siren coming to the corner, and Salome will lead the furious field into the straight. A length Sunday Joy, Miss Bowie. Dan Beasley now asking Victory Vane for her effort, and she's racing up to these leaders, and then Strategica, Chatelaine, Royal Pearl and Soprano. Victory Vane letting down now at the 200, and she sprints to the lead, Victory Vane. Royal Pearl at a second, and then Soprano, but Victory Vane, she's in full flight. Royal Pearl won't catch her, and Victory Vane, what a magnificent filly. Victory Vane from Royal Pearl and Lavishly. Huge run, the third filly. Then Soprano, Sunday Joy.
He ducked in a few times down the straight, so I have a whip on the left.
Extra trip today, is that any worry?
No, not at all.
For the 1,600 metres. And Lonhro $1.40 and $1.10 ahead of number 1 Shogun Lodge $5.40. And Shogun Lodge is last, back about 10 lengths from Georgie Boy. And as they commence the long run round the Randwick home corner, Georgie Boy from Daniels the man. Newitt's made a long run on Platinum Scissors, and Beedman now letting Lonhro loose. And as they come down to the 250, and Lonhro, he raced away a length and a half on the youngster Platinum Scissors, followed by Georgie Boy. Shogun Lodge getting home late, but Lonhro in full flight. He's dark coat shining in the Randwick sunshine. He's holding Platinum Scissors. Republic Lass next, but Lonhro, oh, isn't he a great horse? Lonhro from Platinum Scissors, Republic Lass and Shogun Lodge. And then Mr. Bureau. Oh, he really is a super horse, Lonhro, and he toyed with them.
The way he settled yesterday. He'd been going too hard early in his other races, but he settled a bit yesterday, and it looked like it might have, they didn't go terribly hard early, and the stayers got left a little bit flat-footed at the 600 metre mark when Lonhro put the gas on. But Yeah, I have to say, I'm warming to him. It was a very, very good effort. It's the best I've seen him. I think it's the best I've seen him race at 1,600 metres, Lonhro.
Exactly.
And the market. Number 1, Able Choice, Michael Carl up, $12. Cool Trent, 23. Rohatton is out, Titanic Jack, $2.90. General Minolta, $30. ACDC is 8. Innovation Girl, All the Rage, $2.50. And Dama de Noche, Innovation Girl, trained by Brian Mayfield Smith.
But they're tightly bunched, heading towards the 400-metre mark now, and Dama de Noche looks to be headed off by Tycoon Ruler. Down the outside then is Able Choice putting in a run. Innovation Girl waiting for her challenge. ACDC coming with a run, and then Brief Embrace at the 200-metre mark now. And here's Innovation Girl let down with her run. She's coming after Able Choice, ACDC and Brief Embrace. Innovation Girl hit the front. Cool Trent is bursting through from nowhere. Innovation Girl in front of Cool Trent. Innovation Girl, the filly's done it, beating Cool Trent. Titanic Jack third. Able Choice fourth. Then ACDC, General Minolta, and they were followed then by Brief Embrace. Back the coolest of rides by Karen McAvoy.
Oh, it was great, yeah. I think the greatest thing about it was the ride, actually. I mean, it's just a fantastic, well-judged, calm ride. That was a great ride, Karen.
Thanks,
thanks for that. I mean, just how cool you were and how well.
To win that race, the Ascot Vale, not a lot of fillies have won it, but fillies like Courtsa, Rose of Kingston, Toy Show, Surround, they've all won that race, and you have to be a good one to join them, don't you, Keith?
Pick and got off Northerly to ride Don Eduardo. Sky Heights a late scratching with filling in a joint. A Fletty 13.69, Don Eduardo 8.70, Silver Baron 69, $351,000. Craig Lee Stakes at Group 2 level.
And Fire Tane at the 500 metres now, and Northerly the leader. Child's busy at work on the West Australian hero. He quarters about 3/4 Lazagoletta. Spirit of Westbury, Elegant Fashion, and then came its Platonic. A fair break then to Tully Thunder. Brew over on the inside, and Don Eduardo still about third last. 300 to go now, and Lazagoletta up level with Northerly. He's got a real fight on his hands here. They're 3 lengths in front of its Platonic, and then came Elegant Fashion. Northerly's kicking pretty well. Lazagoletta under the whip on the outside. Northerly drew her neck in front. The Fighting Tigers coming clear the last little bit, and Northerly tested but wins. Beats Lazagoletta. Silver Baron got up for third. It's Platonic fourth. Then Rain Gauge, Maguire, Helene Vitality, the eye catcher late. Then came Tully Thunder.
Yeah, I'm still wondering about the blinkers.
You did it with that.
Rubitano in the Bobby Lewis at $2.90, Windigo 36, Chong Tong at $9.10, Fritz at 17, Royal Code 5.40, Desert Sky 11, Mr Magoo 7, Sportsbrat 27, Savage Attack 16.
Racing all went down on his nose. Rubitano a stride after the beginning of the race. Looked like there was one year. Gallopini very slow to move. Chong Tongers going over their heels from barrier 1 to get towards the outside. Now as they so too is Chong Tong, followed by Sportsbrat and Gallopini on the outside rail. Down towards the 400 metres, and it's Rubitano the leader from Haste Back and Mr Magoo on the far side, closely followed by Desert Sky. Pest them over on the outside rail, and then off to sea. Tascanos is next, and Savage Attack working home. Chong Tong trying to weave through. Rubitano with Mr Magoo challenging at the 200 metres. Chong Tong's getting home, and so is Royal Code. Rubitano in front. Chong Tong and Royal Code are after Rubitano. Rubitano with Chong Tong pegging him back. Chong Tong, Rubitano, they come down to the line. Chong Tong looks to have got there. Chong Tong from Rubitano, Royal Code, a great sprint. They were followed by Mr Magoo, off to sea, Pestham, and then Field with...
Yeah, that was a ride that every budding young jockey in Australia should watch over and over again. As far as straight 6 racing is concerned, that is. He drew barrier 1 on the flat side, came out of the gates, turned right, hung a right, went straight to the grandstand rail.
The race was won, and I bagged Damien for his earlier ride on Broadband, but this is where you've got to keep putting D. Oliver on, because he'll keep squaring you up for it. Have a look at the start of this race. Chong Tong draws the very inside gate.
Have a look at the outside barrier as well.
And it is the wrong side of the track, and it is equivalent to the outside barrier. Watch him now. He just checked the horse behind the heels and moved it straight across behind the leaders, and then said, OK, now, boys, I'm across to the outside rail. I'll ride it for luck from here. And the luck came, Keith. Yes, and then Ollie's just got the split and nailed him right on the line. So, you know, both horses there are very good sprinters, and I'm sure they're both good horses to follow into the spring.
And I catch him first up.
The 5 century against her. Carried the weight too. And probably pay the... Carried the weight too. And probably pay the price.
metres might help, but if Victory Vane's improved herself a bit, well, who knows?
How's she?
A foolproof racehorse. She can race on the pace. She can come from back in the field.
Run, and Jimmy Cassidy allowing Chatelaine just a little more rain of the big filly, railing well, straightens up a couple of lengths on Victory Vane, 2 to Quiet As at a similar margin. Then coming Miss Bowie at the 300, and Chatelaine taken on by Victory Vane. Danny Beasley hasn't moved, and now he does, and with that familiar turn of foot that Victory Vane's got, she put 4 or 5 lengths on Miss Bowie, and then Quiet As. But here is win 11 from start 14. This great filly, Victory Vane, does it again. She beat Miss Bowie, third Quiet As, and then Soprano with Royal Perla, Chatelaine, and tailed off Stratica. How good is she?
Kid and Corral Boy equal second rate, and then we go to Defier. So 5 from 3 and 6, they're number 2. A field of 12, no changes to inform you of. Defier is the total legged.
50 and number 3, Century Kid at 460 and 190. Phoenix Park, Kingsgate, Padstow, and a length further back is Defier, followed by Palladium Star, Gab First, and Make Me a Miracle. Plenty of action here, 600 to go, and Salgado making Century Kid race. A length assertive lad, Phoenix Park, Corral Boy, Fawadi, Defier, and then a break to Kingsgate, followed by Padstow, Gab First, Palladium Star, and Make Me a Miracle setting sail for home now. Salgado, Century Kid a length clear. Phoenix Park trying to get out from Assertive Lad and Fawadi, and a length and a half to Defier behind a wall of horses, and then Corral Boy, Gab First, Palladium Star, chances galore. Phoenix Park races to Century Kid and heads it off from Salgado. Corral Boy, Phoenix Park in front. Here's Defier! Defier flew at Phoenix Park. Terrific finish. Salgado, Century Kid a length clear. Phoenix Park trying to get out from Assertive Lad and Fawadi, and a length and a half to Defier behind a wall of horses, and then Corral Boy, Gab First, Palladium Star, chances galore. Phoenix Park races to Century Kid and heads it off from Salgado. Corral Boy, Phoenix Park in front. Here's Defier! Defier flew at Phoenix Park. Terrific finish. Century Kid prominent for third with Corral Boy and Sal for. He was held up.
And of course that big match race with Lonhro and Sunline and Shogun Lodge on the 28th in the George Main at Randwick, if that eventuates as a step.
Now this horse...
In the George Main at Randwick, if that eventuates as a step.
Now this horse just... This is the one horse that can just do the impossible. He's done it a few times now. He was breathtaking yesterday. He had 59 and a half. He's, like I said, he's done this a couple of times. The question's got to be asked now, is he as good as Lonhro? And I'm starting to think there's not a split inch between these two horses, and I think we're going to see some great clashes. And this George Main Stakes, with Sunline in the race, well, I'll be betting against her.
And Chaupai, 196 and 2. Darren Gauci is aboard Yell, and without any of the big names to challenge it today, the likes of Belle, Espirit, it's run into its first 2 runs back from it before too long. Confirming.
Who has to do it before too long by 3 lengths to Yell, getting up into second now. Class Success on his outside. They're followed by Super Groove around Chaupai, step ahead, and then came Kusi. Before too long, the leader coming around the turn. Yell's about to claim him. Class Success is third, and they're followed then by Step Ahead and Kusi. Yell up level with Before Too Long and took the lead soon after, and it's Yell taking the lead now from Before Too Long. He's opening right up. It's going to be a well-deserved win. Kusi's next from Tycoon Ruler, but it's Yell winning it easily. Yell first, Tycoon Ruler flashing home, grabbed second, I'd say, from Before Too Long and Kusi. Then came Step Ahead, followed by Class Success. Next to finish was $723.90 and for
$1.30. So Belle Esprit from Mystegic, a whopping ratings gap. Spinning Hill first up from a spell, and Spinning Hill's first up form reads 5 starts for 3 wins. This was the winner of the Group 1 Lightning at Flemington. First Group 1 of the season. Let's head to the track.
Belle Esprit away from the rail and Nectar Barcada. Mystegic with the camp on them's in a beautiful position over on the inside. Shea Spices around him. 2 to Spinning Hill and then Point Danger. Second low, third last is Mastic from Dash for Cash and the Big Chill tax on. Belle Esprit strode a length clear before the home turn. Barcada looked beaten. Here's Mystegic called on for his run, but Belle Esprit has bolted away from them coming around the home turn. Seema hasn't pressed the accelerator and he's 3 in front of Mystegic. Spinning Hill
Hiller's running on. Now he goes for the big horse and into the straight. It's Belle by 3 lengths. He's pulled the whip. Here comes Spinning Hill. Belle in front. There's not much there. Spinning Hill is flying after him. Spinning Hill race to the lead. Spinning Hill has won it from Belle. Mystagic third, and then called on for his run, but Belle has bolted away from them coming around the home turn. Seamer hasn't pressed the accelerator, and he's 3 in front of Mystagic. Spinning Hill is running on. Now he goes for the big horse and into the straight. It's Belle by 3 lengths. He's pulled the whip. Here comes Spinning Hill. Belle in front. There's not much there. Spinning Hill is flying after him. Spinning Hill race to the lead. Spinning Hill has won it from Belle. Mystagic third, and then came Dash for Cash and Mastic, the big chill, chased by Barcada, and
got a fantastic first up record as well, of course, winning a Lightning Stakes first up and then winning the Manicardo Stakes first up. I don't think
Drama
2 and 8, they're number 3. Well, Magical Miss is at $3 and Fields of Omar's at $3. They share tote favouritism ahead of La Zagaletta. The key ones here include
Yellow from the Memsey, the favoured way again. Train there, quickening the pace now, and the leader is La Belladama by 3/4 of a length. La Zagaletta, Fields of Omagh, the inside of Magical Misses, going forward 3 deep now. So Fields of Omagh just held up a touch on the rail, and then Sky Heights and Rain Gauge coming around the home turn now. La Belladama, the leader. Fields of Omagh going for a needle eye gap, and he got it at the home turn. La Zagaletta and Magical Miss are wider out into the straight now. Magical Miss, La Zagaletta, Fields of Omagh on the inside. 100 metres to go. Fields of Omagh, Magical Miss. Fields of Omagh, Magical Miss, La Zagaletta. 3 across the track. Fields of Omagh kicked it. He's won it. Fields of Omagh by a head to Magical Miss. A nose, La Zagaletta. And they were followed by La Belladama. Rain. Fields of Omagh has won it. Number 5. Damien Oliver, what a ride. He has track. Fields of Omagh, Magical Miss, and La Zagaletta. Magical Miss on the outside. Fields of Omagh coming again. Fields of Omagh fighting back with Magical Miss. Yes, Omagh! Fields of Omagh are half neck on the line. Magical Miss. Magnificent ride here by Oliver. Matty, take over, mate. I want to be a part of all this. Thank you.
Good on you, Brian. What a big thrill for you and the team to race Fields of Omagh and the horse. Got a beautiful run through where La Belladama led them up, turning for home. Fields of Omagh with...
Matra is at $9.50, $9.30 for She's Posh. Cash exchange, $5.
And the one and only meeting for the year is wide. They were followed by Stockade Boy in an action-packed affair early. They've jammed up again. Coming behind those was Jamatra, followed then with it on the outside there by Stockade Boy, who drifted back. And another one there was Grey Area in a compact field. They come around the home turn, about 480 to travel, and Trollers after She's Posh and Cash Exchange. It's She's Posh hard up against the inside, the leader. In behind it, Smites' Views trying to push through. Troll now under pressure. It's been passed sharply by Jamatra, who's come from last with Disco Kid, and the 2 back markers have rounded them up. Troll's gone. They race to the 200-metre mark. Disco Kid and Jamatre from She's Posh, followed by Running On Road Closed, but Jamatre getting just a margin in front of Disco Kid, coming close to home. Disco Kid is trying hard, but Jamatre, the 2 that came from the rear of the field, have fought it out. Jamatre first, second Disco Kid, 3 or 4 lengths away. Third was She's Posh from Road Closed. Smites of...
The totes there, we're just waiting on Super Tab divs to come through. We'll keep an eye out for them. They're just starting to $40. And then $4.50 for Occidental, number 10, $60. And it's the Fastway Courier's Handy.
Cache quickens up a link, Model Wife. Occidental parked inside of Calaboo. La Splash is next from Mars Landing, who's snookered, and then comes Trey Bit, followed by Observing. Herman Bob is still third last, and to the outside he goes. Cache in the straight 200 to run. A half Model Wife at Occidental, getting right up on the rails now. Herman Bob's a minute back. Here's La Splash joining in. It's La Splash after Cache, and right down the outside, Trey Bit. It'll blow them away. Trey Bit from Observing and La Splash. From Eyes and Tees and Cache Occidental, Herman Bob, followed at the head of the Model Wife, pulled up quickly from Dunmore. My Son of Gilgood was short-lived, and Trey Bit down the outside has blown them away. Here are the totes.
And 3 and 13. Here's the latest no. So 18, 7, then 3 and 13. Here's the latest check of betting. On course, the favourite is Belle. He's much shorter. It's there. Well, Kieran McAvoy aboard Perno is looking to ride his 4th winner on the card. a day in which the name McAvoy could dominate. It could be the younger of the McAvoys later.
What a great race it's going to be. Scenic Peak, a genuine chance in it. He ran a good race from a horror barrier. For Tart by 3/4. The 3-year-old Belle is second. Prince Rubitano is third. And then Tears Royal, Desert Sky. Dash for Cash making a quick move round the outside from Scenic Peak. Rubitano, Crystal Finale, and then Perno deep. And next is Royal Code. Into the straight, Belle hit the lead. Tears Royal out wide. Prince Rubitano coming home fairly well. Then Crystal Finale, but Belle has sprinted away. He's got a couple of lengths clear. Dash for Cash, Perno are coming down the outside from Crystal Finale. Belle in front. Oliver's pulled the whip. Here comes Perno. Perno, the little mare, swapping the leader end. Perno got up to beat Belle by half a length. Royal Code third. Then came Fritz, followed by Weasel Will. Dash for Cash. Is there no stopping this man? Karen McAvoy again. Michael Moroney's provided him with another winner. 4 for the day for Karen.
With the ride, and Northerly's mouth-watering clash with Magical Miss. Now the ratings you'll find interesting. Northerly rates ahead of Sky Heights, and on course Northerly is just or equal favourite on course now with Magical Miss. At 3:20 shorter. Heights, part owned by one of equal on course favourites, a Magical Miss and Northerly. Here's
100 metres, La Bella Dama from Like a Gov to Maguire. Charles pushes Northerly along now. 2 to Sandmason, Don Eduardo, Tally Thunder. Here's Magical Miss with the big ass coming around the outside. Sky Heights are struggling as they neared the corner, where Like a Gov took the lead from La Bella Dama. Then Maguire, Northerly next under the whip, and he's got 3 lengths on Magical Miss as they corner now. Northerly's raced up and he's gone to the lead. Northerly dashed to the front. Here comes Magical Miss with a run, and then came Like a Gov and La Bella Dama. Northerly in front. Magical Miss is getting there stride by stride. Northerly a neck in front. Magical Miss tries to level. Northerly sticks his head out and he wins. What a horse he is. Northerly beat Magical Miss 4 lengths away. Don Eduardo, where Like a Gov took the lead from La Bella Dama. Then Maguire, Northerly next under the whip, and he's got 3 lengths on Magical Miss as they corner now. Northerly's raced up and he's gone to the lead. Northerly dashed to the front. Here comes Magical Miss with a run, and then came Like a Gov and La Bella Dama. Northerly in front. Magical Miss is getting there stride by stride. Northerly a neck in front. Magical Miss tries to level. Northerly sticks his head out and he wins. What a horse he is. Northerly beat Magical Miss 4 lengths away. Don Eduardo grabbed it. He's back to the Don. He's just got third ahead. Who doubts him? Who doubts him? Who dares to doubt this horse? Northerly. He is a superstar. When he is in the country in a memorable victory to the Emirates Racing Association Underwood.
Yeah, that's right. There's a few snapping at our heels, Lonhro and Defier, but at the moment Northerly and Sunline are the 2 best horses in Australasia, and I'm very fortunate and very lucky to be on both of them at the present time.
As you can see, it's well tried. On course, it trains about $21, and on course it's a lot shorter than that. Gold Lottie number 15 is the 2nd favourite on course. You're getting a little bit of value there.
The Group 1 races, but a good quality field lining up here. Court of Jewels has behind them. May the Horse Be With You. Spirit of Westbury getting away from the rail from Piper Star, Van Winkle. The grey Big Pat taking off wide, then Rose Archway followed by the A Train. The second Mortgage a long way back. He's in a bit of bother. McBeal around him from Firetain, Fantastic, and Mr. Prudent last. They come for home now, and Gold Lottie took the lead. Thong Classic after it. Oh, Court of Jewels got tightened up as he lost ground along the inside. Then Spirit of Westbury working into the clear from Burley the outside, and then Big Pat Fantastic from last. Gold Lottie with Thong Classic after him at the 100. Spirit of Westbury winding up. Fantastic's mowing them down from last. Fantastic raced up with Spirit of Westbury to get to the lead. Fantastic has taken the lead now, and it's Fantastic drawing away to beat Spirit of Westbury. Thong Classic third. Gold Lottie close up. Mr. Prudent rattling home on the outside from Big Pat and McBeal. Close up then the second Mortgage. Didn't have any luck, and then Burley followed. Fantastic has taken the race out. Brett Preble and David Hall. He's come from absolute last with a brilliant finishing run down the outside. A real eye catcher. This is a horse who's been placed in a Victoria Derby, in a Canterbury Guineas, in a Rose.
On top, Sunline, and clearly so, by 2.5 lengths from Lonhro, Defier and Accelerator. 6 gigantic George Main Stakes Day crowd, all to watch this incredible match race being dubbed as a mini Cox Plate. Lonhro, Sunline, Defier to take on the old stager, Shogun Lodge, or perhaps Accelerator and Hey Pronto at long odds.
Sunline, Accelerator. The crowd here at Randwick are starting to really pep up. They can see Sunline well clear. She's 2 lengths to Fire on the corner. 1.5 lengths to Lonhro. Shogun Lodge, wider Accelerator. Hey Pronto last, around the turn and up the rise in the George Main. And Sunline taken on by Defier. Lonhro pocketed. Accelerator running a mighty race. So too Shogun Lodge at the 200 now. Sunline grabbed by Defier. Accelerator the outside, but it's Defier. He's gritty, he's game, he's holding Accelerator, and Defier, what a horse! Defier wins the George Main from Accelerator. 3rd Sunline, 4th Lonhro, then Shogun Lodge and Hey Pronto. Number 2, Defier. He doesn't know the meaning of defeat. He is game.
He simply outsmarted them.
Well, he's a terrific horse, Defier. He just does everything. Chris Munt's 10 out of 10.
Then I got squeezed out of it. Now I've no doubts Phil should have won. Great horse.
And 6. Well, John Hawkes will have quite a few chances in this race. Plus run by Lonhro in the George Main Stakes. There's the market for you. This Man Should.
Hannigan then the leaders. Salgado doing it hard and tough from This Man Should. And then Raymond Little Dozer. And then Red Hannigan. And the favourite Gabfest is midfield and badly in need of a run. Well in the straight and up the rise. Kingsgate and Phoenix Park drop Mower Man. And then comes This Man Should. Salgado and Swiss Echo down the outside. And Gabfest is seeing daylight now. Phoenix Park, This Man Should. And here's Swiss Echo and Zabara. Zabara will blow them away. What a win, Zabara from This Man Should and Swiss Echo. Just is midfield and badly in need of a run. Well in the straight and up the rise. Kingsgate and Phoenix Park drop Mower Man. And then comes This Man Should, Salgado and Swiss Echo down the outside. And Gabfest is seeing daylight now. Phoenix Park, This Man Should. And here's Swiss Echo and Zabara. Zabara will blow them away. What a win, Zabara from This Man Should and Swiss Echo. Gabfest, Red Hannigan, Power were Raymond and Mower Man. That was an outstanding win.
Robert Thompson, the winning rider. Now, Dermitus, Micah's Pride, Lay, Moon and Gwendolyn, 1, 2, 9 and 3. It's fine to go back-to-back in stakes company. Smile from Wayne Harris.
Horses on the track here for the last race.
Next year, a good margin off. Head to Hepton Stall, 2.5 Provokes, 1 Micah's Pride, 1.5 Quest for Success, Similar Gap, I'm in Heaven, then Gwendolyn, about 3 Celestia inside, Rock and Rose and 2 to Bravisa and Shana. They're on the corner in the last here at Randwick, and Lay Moon's gone very quickly from the start. 1.5 lengths Hepton Stall, close enough if good enough. Zetaside is 3rd, Provokes 4th, then Micah's Pride, and making a run is Gwendolyn. They come over the rise at the 350, and Beedman calls on Hepton Stall. She pegged back Lay Moon, but Gwendolyn's a decided danger. And then Quest for Success, Provokes and Zetaside. Gwendolyn put the body in front now from Hepton Stall, and Gwendolyn out in the centre clear. Provokes battles on, but it's Gwendolyn beating Provokes, Quest for Success and Hepton Stall from Celestia. Shana, I'm in Heaven, Rock and Rose and Micah's Pride.
Mentioned Hepton Stall 4th, and Gwendolyn bounces back to the winner's circle.
She's not one of mine. She's hard to catch. Bobs up when you least expect it.
I don't think Ron's too impressed here.
Corey, you seem to be fairly aggressive out of the gates on him at Caulfield. Did he handle the track that well?
To get around all right, Alf. He was on the right leg pretty much tonight. And for the Bill Stud Stakes, here's Greg Miles.
They're all in as he's trying to work into the clear, and the Cool Trent is now back last as they sweep up towards the turn. General Minolta hit the lead to Rust. Helenus is racing to them quickly on the outside though, and he's hit the front now. Ain't Here is next, and they're followed by Half Hennessy, who needs a giant burst, but Helenus is away. He's done nothing right, but he leads by 3 lengths into the straight from Ain't Here, and running on down the outside is Roehampton, but it's all Helenus. He's racing right away. A stunning victory. Helenus, a brilliant winner over Ain't Here. Half Hennessy got up for 3rd, and then Roehampton, Cool Trent and General Minolta with the early leader Rust last of all.
Okay, Outstanding win by Helenus, number 10. 10.71. We would have loved to have given...
Equal top rate ahead of Fields of Omagh. Nice side, $6.40 in the last start winner, Fantastic. 1 and 12 equal atop the ratings. Don Eduardo, have you asked him how we'll be headed towards a Cox Plate? Perhaps both races. We'll find out after this race is run and won. Here's Greg Miles.
Important spring stepping stone is about to unfold before us. Sky Heights, Rain Gauge, Fantastic, and then 60 seconds, and Fields of Omagh is still last. Into the straight now, and the West Australian, the Fighting Tiger, hit the lead. Northerly, he's gone for home. Don Eduardo's coming with a rails run, wider out Maguire. Here comes Magical Miss with a run, and then Helene Vitality. Northerly to leader at the 200. He leads by about a length here to Dash for Cash. Don Eduardo can't go on. Magical Miss is coming, and here's Fields of Omagh sweeping down the outside. Northerly the leader from Dash for Cash. Fields of Omagh. Northerly in front. Northerly holding on. You're a champion. Northerly beat Dash for Cash. Photo third, Fields of Omagh, Helene Vitality and Fantastic. And they were followed then by Magical Miss. Back behind these horses, Donna. Completing a treble, last completed by Tobin Bronze in 1966. Taking out the Craigley Underwood and the Turnbull Stakes in a row. We're privileged to witness one of the greats. Dash for Cash is rough.
I only asked Greg to keep him out of trouble if he could early in the race, and he did that to perfection, and he's maintained his unbeaten record, so he's got a good rapport with the horse.
And Miss Bowie, and then Sunday Joy. So 1 from 3 and 6, and then number 2. First we'll hear from Brian York, and he saddles up, avoid perhaps the distance. Big Group 1s today and on course.
Further down towards the 500 marker. A length and a half on Victory Vine. Danny Beasley hasn't moved on her yet. Sierra Dane inside of Private Steer, who's tracking Victory Vine. And Miss Bowie and Sunday Joy, the joint tail enders, still around the corner. Royal Perla set sail for the judge. A length on Victory Vine. He hasn't called on her yet. Private Steer followed by Sunday Joy. Now he asked Victory Vine for a run. She cruised up to Royal Perla. Private Steer's under the whip. Victory Vine having a struggle to get away from Royal Perla, and then Private Steer. By golly, Royal Perla's fighting on. Victory Vane's got a fight on her hands. On the inside, Royal Perla's actually pulled away from the hot foot. Well, what about that? Royal Perla all the way to win the Flight Stakes. Victory Vane second, and then Private Steer, Miss Bowie, Sierra Dane and Sunday Joy. Goodness gracious me, I've got to shake my head to think I'm still here. Royal Perla, Patrick Payne.
Defier and Accelerator, 7 from 2, 3 and 6.
How could Gordo rate ahead of Defier?
Gordo hasn't lost a race this preparation. He drops 4.5 kilos on his most recent start.
Defier could pull a cart and beat Gordo.
Previous of the day, Platinum Scissors scored in the Spring Champion Stakes for Jimmy Cassidy and Jay. Defier, and then Gordo, Hey Pronto, Crawl, Make Me a Miracle, and Sail of Centuries drop right out of it around the corner. And here's Zabara leads narrowly from Swiss Echo to Kingsgate. Then Accelerator, who's trying to get out. He bumped there with Kingsgate. He's into the clear now. Accelerator from Phoenix Park, and then comes Gordo, and Defier's still a long way back, but Jimmy Cassidy goes for home on Accelerator. Accelerator put 2 lengths. Gordo wide out, but this is another big one for Jim and Gay. Accelerator wins it. Kingsgate second, or close third. We've got wide out Gordo with Evander and Defier. Followed home then by at the head of the others, Irish.
Frank have been involved in?
No, we've had a few horses.
Ones here at Sandown, super impressive. Bit of an in-and-out customer at times. 7-year-old now by Zabeel, Lee Friedman trained.
What's super impressive. He'd be very hard to beat at his best. Right at the 600 leads, Constructor, Gala Chief wide and Savage Attack with a good trail right behind them. Then Larry, super impressive, is following Savage Attack. Frere Jacques comes wide from Atomic Man, Merlin's Law and Lungu. Upright leads Constructor. There's the run on the inside for Savage Attack. There's not much room, but he's getting through. Super impressive is trying to get clear. Savage Attack after the leader, Constructor, and Upright in the middle with 200 to go. Super Impressive's got over their heels now. Savage Attack the leader. Super Impressive's in the clear with Constructor, and Larius is coming. Savage Attack now grabbed by Super Impressive. He goes home, Super Impressive, and he wins it by a neck, Savage Attack. Larius third, then Constructor Upright, followed by Merlin's Law, a break to Frere Jacques, then Gala Chief and Atomic.
Second at Larius third, 550 Quinella, 1180 Exacta, and the 149 Trifecta.
From their Disco Kid and Addition. Now, of the runners over the page, they include Exalted Bow and Pop.
Set to go, ready to run.
Racing Wednesday, it's Salted Bow, Bonnie Golly from Disco Kid, Pops Taurus and Last Jamatre. Favour on the inside held out Barossa Broadway as they come around the corner at the 400, and Favour looks to be travelling nicely. On the outside of them, Dance the Music, followed by Smites' Mustang Edition. Bonnie Golly pulled wider and Disco Kid to the centre with his run. Here he comes, and Jamatre goes with him at the 200. They're sitting shots, these leaders. They look beaten to me. On the outside, Smites' Mustang raced up to Dance the Music. Here's Jamatre down the centre, starting to explode with a late run. Oh, Jamatre's coming at Smites' Mustang. Smites' Mustang led, but Jamatre levelled up, and he's a rejuvenated horse, this bloke, Jamatre. He won by a half head. Smites' Mustang ran. Jamatre goes with him at the 200. They're sitting shots, these leaders. They look beaten to me. On the outside, Smites' Mustang raced up to Dance the Music. Here's Jamatre down the centre, starting to explode with a late run. Oh, Jamatre's coming at Smites' Mustang. Smites' Mustang led, but Jamatre levelled up, and he's a rejuvenated horse, this bloke, Jamatre. He won by a half head. Smites' Mustang ran second, and two away third was Dance the Music. Behind these was Exalted Bow, followed in wide out by Disco Kid, who was Klusky at Murray Bridge, formerly with Bill Bogarts, and he's had the 2 runs for the new stable, and he is flying at the moment, this horse. He's won. Jamatre's won it easily. Half ahead the margin, but he's got there, clearly. Wayne Kerford for Barry Klusky, and he came from last at Balaclava with a courtesy of a beautiful ride by Nozi Tomazawa to get inside runners.
Jamatre from Smites' Mustang and Dance the Music. It's 3, 5 and 4.
It's just whether she can beat the rest on top of the ground.
Last time we were at Caulfield, you trained a good group of winners. Can you match it today?
Great if we could. Great if we could, but it's getting harder. It's getting harder.
And outside of that, a little bit of money, Palladium Star. It's the best value of those in commission on the tote.
Beaten, super impressive, hard at it on the rail. Mr. Magoo cornered well. He drew about 3/4 clear. Karamazoo sticks to him strongly the outside, and they've burst away from La Rieuse. Super impressive, making ground the inside. Mr. Magoo in front, 100 to go from Karamazoo. They're clear now. Here's Palladium Star flashing home. Mr. Magoo, Karamazoo, Palladium Star. The putters lament. Palladium Star's got up and won it on the line in the last bound, beating Mr. Magoo, Damasceno and Karamazoo. They're trailed by Debrief and Paris Heartbeat, and next to finish, Super Impressive.
From 7, 2 and 5. Perhaps here, Richard, it could be the step back in journey for Innovation Girl that's the trick.
Look, she ran 5th in the last start, but that was at 1,400 metres. She's stepping back to 1,200 metres.
Now Raven Protector.
So the first before the turn, sensational spot from Class Success. Taste of the Coast getting a run between them. Then Majorette and Bold Cherie, and 2 lengths away Innovation Girl. Now where's Rawilla going to go? He's searching for a run on the favourite behind the leading horses. Taste of the Coast moved up and took the lead. There's the run for Innovation Girl, and she's answering quickly now at the 200 metres. And it's Innovation Girl spreading up to go to sensational spot. And then Taste of the Coast is wilting between them, but the favourite's racing away, Innovation Girl. She'll be far too good. And Innovation Girl won it by 2.5 lengths. Sensational Spot, a great run second. Taste of the Coast might have held Raven Protector for the 3rd place. Then Romantic Flyer, Raw Treats.
Share of Group 2 and Group 3 races, but this is a Group 1 filly. I don't know whether he goes on to the 1,000. Well, he won't go on to the 1,000 guineas now. He'll skip that. But whether he goes on and tries her again at the 1,400 in the mile, but she's a superior sprinter.
Yeah, we're watching here Innovation Girl. Her record now is 10 wins from 12 starts.
From Mystigic, North Boy, and then Falvelon. 6 from 2, 3 and number 1. Interesting race, this one. Oh, you could look at all of them and have a good...
So let's just hope Fair Embrace holds it together in the game. Sound the alarm, and Spinning Hill last on the inside. Heading to the 600, Sunday Shoes running it fast, led by about 2.5 lengths. Mystigic, North Boy 3rd. Fair Embrace 4th, the inside, and then Falvelon 2 to sound the alarm, and Spinning Hill on the rails. Sunday Shoes by 2, Mystigic easing away from the rail, North Boy 3 wide, then Fair Embrace. Falvelon within 4 of the leader, then Sound the Alarm and Spinning Hill. Into the straight now, and Mystigic moved up and took the lead from Sunday Shoes, and then North Boy. Here's Falvelon coming down the outside, and then Fair Embrace. Mystigic had the break at the 150, but Falvelon's winding up. Spinning Hill starting to come now down the outside. Falvelon hit the lead. Spinning Hill tries to reach him. Falvelon in front. Spinning Hill dives. Very close. Spinning Hill got very close to Falvelon. Not sure if she's got there. The outside, and then Fair Embrace. Mystigic had the break at the 150, but Falvelon's winding up. Spinning Hill starting to come now down the outside. Falvelon hit the lead. Spinning Hill tries to reach him. Falvelon in front. Spinning Hill dives. Very close. Spinning Hill got very close to Falvelon. Not sure if she's got there or not. Mystegic third, then Northboy, Fair Embrace. Sunday Shoes sound the alarm. Has she made it? She's swamped Falvelon in the last few bounds. She might have got there. It's very
fairly fast up front, and she was a little bit out of her ground, but she's got a great finish.
Can't speak highly enough of her, you know. She's had to come back to 1,000 against the best sprinters in the land. She's got a fierce will to win.
Perhaps the best sprinting mare we've seen since maybe Special. You can go back through a few more. Dual Choice. I don't know. There's probably a stack of them. But maybe Mahal, desirable. But this mare's right up there with them. Her performances have been sensational. So 50 metres to go. People who back Belle are going to be cheering because I think he's going to win. But I think something's going to grab him. Could be Helenus. I'd give Choisir a chance too. Because I think he's been going
a few times, and I think the blinkers will just probably keep him a bit more focused when the
and lost it with the positive. And second on Houston of last year. So go Brommer, fierce pace set by Choisir at the halfway at the 800. He's about 3 lengths in front. Second is then came Titanic Jack, buried away on the inside. As they came up towards the turn, he was being followed then by Cool Trent. Roe-Hayton in behind them on the inside as they sweep towards the corner. Belle still well back. Half Hennessey's gone forward ahead of him, and Delago Brommer's last. Choisir led Great Glen, Kingwell's Bunker, and All of Me coming into the straight. They were followed by Helenus coming to the outside, but he's run now. Belle still a fair way back. Choisir still led at the 150 from Great Glen. Here comes Helenus. He's starting to lengthen with every stride. Choisir in front. Helenus has got him. Helenus has raced to the front for Stevie King and Leon Corstens, and Helenus brilliantly. Belle flies home to second. Choisir third. Great Glen four. Titanic Jack. They were followed by Helenus coming to the outside, but he's run now. Belle still a fair way back. Choisir still led at the 150 from Great Glen. Here comes Helenus. He's starting to lengthen with every stride. Choisir in front. Helenus has got him. Helenus has raced to the front for Stevie King and Leon Corstens, and Helenus brilliantly. Belle flies home to second. Choisir third. Great Glen four. Titanic Jack fifth.
Choisir, what a great run him. Look, if this horse would settle, he would win races like that, but he's...
that was his best performance ever yesterday, Belle. I don't know what he's going to do with him now, but...
Last year's Guineas winner Lonhro returns to the scene of a memorable win to face Sunline in the Yalumba Stakes. Jockey
Sunline ahead of Lonhro and Houston off 5 from 2 and 3. It's been the greatest mare I've ever seen. I'd love to see her win here again, but just think the colt might have it on today.
Well, Sunline came to the 800 metres. The Queen of the Turf out by 2, Houston off. 2.5 to Lonhro, 4 lengths Distinctly Secret. And they were followed then by Tally Thunder, Prize Gem, and Republic Lasses on her outside. But Sunline coming to the 600 metres, doing it like the Sunline of old at the moment. Houston off 1.5 away. 2 to Lonhro. Beedman hasn't asked for the big one yet, and they've got away to Distinctly Secret. Sunline came to the turn by 1.5. Excitement rippling around Caulfield now. The great mare's going to corner with a good lead on Lonhro. Sunline for home. Caulfield is erupting now. She's by 3. Lonhro's giving chase, but the great mare at the 200. Charles went for the whip. Lonhro's got some work to do now. Under the whip, he stretches hard. It's Sunline by a length. Lonhro trying to level up. A great battle. Sunline, Lonhro. Lonhro's getting to the great mare, and Lonhro beats Sunline by a neck. 4 lengths Houston off. Republic. Sunline came to the turn by 1.5. Excitement rippling around Caulfield now. The great mare's going to corner with a good lead on Lonhro. Sunline for home. Caulfield is erupting now. She's by 3. Lonhro's giving chase, but the great mare at the 200. Charles went for the whip. Lonhro's got some work to do now. Under the whip, he stretches hard. It's Sunline by a length. Lonhro trying to level up. A great battle. Sunline, Lonhro. Lonhro's getting to the great mare, and Lonhro beats Sunline by a neck. 4 lengths Houston off. Republic Lass, Prize Gem, Distinctly Secret, Tally Thunder. We've witnessed one of the great Yalumba Stakes.
Starting to chase hard. Then Houston off at the 300-metre mark, and Sunline, she's by 2.5. Lonhro trying to pick her back is starting to come out after Sunline. Sunline a half in front. Lonhro on the outside looming up. Lonhro, Sunline, Lonhro levelling up, and Lonhro a neck on the line. Sunline a mighty race. 5 lengths away, third Houston.
Really proud of it.
Oh, it certainly was. She went a terrific race, and Lonhro is, one of those up-and-coming champions. So it's no disgrace to run second to him.
I don't think he's the king of the turf yet, but I tell you what, He's got his hands on the crown, and he might just raise it on top of his head in the Cox Plate, but
targeting the Cox Plate, and they'll get things right on the day. But Lonhro, well, he beat a champion yesterday. You know, everyone's forgot about Defier. He's got the wood on Lonhro, so don't let him get under your guard. Defier, he had no luck in the Epsom.
And we've also got to think of, is it Grandira still coming?
Grandira, he's a super horse. Yeah.
Yes.
What a race we're going to have. What's going to happen? What are they going to do with? What are they going to do with Belle Spree? Are they going to run him in it?
Yeah. All right.
Again in the Cox Plate, in the mix, I think how quickly we forget Northerly was overlooked in the list of contenders and his last year's winner. Greg.
And Macedon Lady, 1, 2, 3 and 13. And here's a full market. Victory Vane will start from barrier 15, $4.90. Royal Pearl at 25.
One of three in the race, trained by Tony McAvoy at big odds. Fame, Laster's third last, and then Cocktail Evening. Victory Vane's last on the fence. At the turn they race. Coupes headed by Royal Pearl and Ulotra. La Belle Dame trying to get clear from Boulevard Easy as they corner. And then Millanova pulled out. Antique to the outside with Macedon Lady at the 200-metre mark now. And La Belle Dame sprinted up to Royal Pearl. Boulevard Easy running on down the outside. Macedon Lady's flying home. La Belle Dame in front at the 100. Macedon Lady storming home on the outside. Macedon Lady flies at the line. They hit it. Macedon Lady on the outside, all La Belle Dame, couldn't split them. Lass flew home, I think, grabbed third. Fuji Dancers up there from Boulevard Easy, Royal Pearl of Victory Vane. Macedon Lady's got there. Stephen King.
The danger today was the race be too short for her.
Gee, she finished quick. Did you think she'd got there?
I was hoping.
Holding your breath. Holding your breath.
The luck hasn't been in, so we're holding their breath.
Everyone, Caulfield Cup equal favourite Magical Miss is out of the race and may never run again. The Bart Cummings mare was withdrawn when a leg fracture was revealed after track work this morning. The news threw cup markets into chaos with betting suspended for much of the day.
In the shin.
Magical Miss will have the leg pinned at Werribee Clinic tomorrow, sidelined for at least 6 months. The most exciting galloper in the Cummings stable for some time, the VRC Oaks winner has been at the top of cup markets since they opened. When Caulfield Cup betting resumed, Fields of Omagh was a firm $4.25 favourites, ahead of Northerly at $5.
From 1 and 13, they're number 7. This Into the Night's very smart. It's out of a sister to Marwena and Jetball, a very fast horse.
Well, all the top 3 raters there are in the market. It's a very, you know, it's a very open race. Punters don't know which way to go.
Is clearly Reuben, those two horses. Intelligent Star, all clear. Ranchet and Chong Tong, Belle de Jour getting well back, followed then by Regal Shot, Calming and Zip Zip Array. Up to the turn now and going through. Fair Embrace went to a slender lead. Rubitano on its outside. Intelligent Star on the rail. They're clear to Pembleton. In behind them, Strategic Image looking for the way clear in the orange. Then Cosmic Strike and Into the Night's working home. Passing the 200. Rubitano sprinted up and took the lead. Intelligent Star tries to go with him. Then Pembleton and Into the Night followed by Strategic Image, but Rubitano clear. Pembleton's coming home well. Rubitano under the whip with his big weight. Too strong. Great win. Rubitano first. Intelligent Star kicked and grabbed second from Pembleton. Then Into the Night, and they're followed by Chong Tong running on fairly well on the outside, and then Slalom. Zip Zip Array made plenty of ground on the run. Last Regal Shot. Great sprinter.
Excellent. That's Caulfield's 7th race. The next on the card, the Group 1.
Not since Ming Dynasty 22 years ago has 58 kilos been carried to victory in a Caulfield Cup. The adage, weight stops a train.
If he can win this race with the weight, he's, I think, possibly in the same class as a horse like Rising Fast, and what a hell of a good horse he was.
Beekeeper from Republic Lass, Universal Prince and Fields of Omagh, 9, 15, 2 and 5. Here's the latest check in betting. I can tell you overnight there's been good...
This stage, Glenn Boss keeping out of the saddle.
1,000 by 3. Northerly second. Dash for Cash third. Helene Vitality is in 4th placing. 2 lengths then to the second. Mortgage Republic Lass. Freemason going forward as the pace has gone right out of the cup. Then Hale, and they're followed then by Distinctly Secret. Fields of Omagh. They're packing up now. Next is Pentastic taking off with Carpstad Way. Beekeeper held up near the inside. 2 lengths to Rain Gauge, and then Universal Prince followed by Prize Gem, and ahead of it is Grey Song. Tully Thunder about to be joined at the 600 by Northerly, and Freemason's gone up third. A length and a half further back is Dash for Cash, the second mortgage running on. Then Helene Vitality. Here comes Fields of Omagh from Hale and Republic Lass. Northerly has taken the lead coming around the turn. Freemason is with him. Wider out the second mortgage and Fields of Omagh, and further back is Helene Vitality. Northerly down to the 200. Childs pulled the whip. He's the leader from Freemason. Fields of Omagh coming down the outside, and then came Republic Lass. Northerly in front with 100 metres to go. Fields of Omagh, Republic Lass are closing. Northerly in front. Fields of Omagh tries hard. Northerly beats Fields of Omagh in a photo in a Grand Caulfield Cup. Republic Lass or Distinctly Secret might have got third. And just behind those then was Freemason, Beekeeper, Grace. Northerly has won the Caulfield Cup. It's one of the great Caulfield Cups.
A super horse. 1980's the last time a horse has carried this weight to victory in a Caulfield Cup. That was Ming Dynasty 22 years ago. Greg Child, 6 starts, 6 rides for 6 wins on this horse. Pretty much. He's deep into the $5 million bracket. Next week, Paddy Payne rides him against Sunline, Lonhro, Grandira, Defier, and maybe Belle in the Cox Plate.
What a horse, but what a race this Cox Plate is developing into. Have we ever seen a better race than this? This is going to be one of the great races.
You're sitting at home watching this horse, you're seeing one of the great racehorses of our time. Any horse that can carry a weight like that and carry it the way he did, up with the leaders, you can't take anything away from this horse. He is a star.
He won it. Sure. Greg, riding 2 champions in the one season, do you have to pinch yourself, mate?
Yeah, I'm the luckiest jockey at the moment at this carnival so far, but things can change, so you've got to. They're both going to run in the Cox Plate next week, and along with Lonhro and Grenadier, it's going to be one hell. It's going to be a big day. It's going to be a special day, but I know and I believe in the mare. She's right on song. She's ready to go out.
This is almost going to be the race of the century, surely, Greg. I mean, when you throw Defier, maybe Belle, maybe Fields of Omagh into the mix, Sunline's Swan Song, Northerly coming back, I don't think there's been a better set-up race. There could be the house full sign go up at many.
Better. OK, draw 2. You'll be able to find some sort of posse. The last couple of races they've been winning up on the pace there. So
Holden Geelong Cup, $120,000. It's a Group 3 race now, and they're getting set. Requiem, free goal behind them from Southern Crown, and Donart's getting up on the inside. Media Puzzle's coming home strongly. He's joining the leaders around the home turn, and the Irish Galloper takes the lead. Media Puzzle for home from Requiem, Piace, Southern Crown, and then Falvelon to the outside, and Cavello Bruno, but passing the 200 metres. And this is racing clear for Damien Oliver. Media Puzzle for Dermot Weld now by 3, and he's coming away. He's racing away, Media Puzzle. He wins the Geelong Cup by 3 lengths, an impressive win over Requiem. Donart's third, then Southern Crown, Piace, followed by Old Tawny, Cyclades. That is a win and a half. Media Puzzle races into the
down towards both the Victoria Derby and the Oaks. Helenus rates ahead of Victory Vane, Macedon Lady, and first of the runners begins to arrive in the mounting yard. Helenus on course. Is the favourite, but longer odds than that.
Brendan, the favourite, is the first to go in, Helenus. He's trying ahead of Wild Heart and Victory Vane the outside. Helenus fourth on the inside. A length and a half Serpentine. Macedon Lady still following Helenus. And last is Shalang, Grand Lover the leader from Wild Heart. Helenus is running up behind the leader, who's just left the fence, and the run for the favourite on the inside. Coming to the turn now, and Helenus takes the lead. Wild Heart tries to go within. Victory Vane's come wide. Macedon Lady is still stalking Helenus, following him everywhere. Helenus leads. Macedon Lady gets over his heels to issue a threat now. They're going to fight it out. Helenus in front. Macedon Lady, the fillies throwing out the challenge. Helenus responds. He's 3/4. Macedon Lady tries hard. Helenus sticks his head out. A good colt. Helenus beat Macedon Lady by about 3/4 of a length. 5 lengths. Wild Heart might grab third from Serpentine Shalang. Break to Victory Vane. She's finished back in the ruck.
Ratings with Spinning Hill ahead of Falvelon, Mystique and Century Kid. 7, 1, 2 and 3. On course, Falvelon's the favourite ahead.
But it's a really high quality field we're looking at here. It's Mystique on screen. Spinning Hill is the horse who's going to run second pick in the race. Frankie Dettori.
He's out of Bomberbill and a length to Spinning Hill, 6 off the leader. Through the gap, Century Kid outside Mystegic. Falvelon had the beautiful drop on them. Phoenix Park on the inside. Then Bomberbill and 2 Spinning Hill. She spots the leader, 7 coming to the turn. Mystegic just in front from Century Kid. Oliver's pulled out on Falvelon. Phoenix Park right behind them from Bomberbill and Spinning Hill. They corner. Mystegic led narrowly from Century Kid. Falvelon. Spinning Hill eases out. She's coming now. It's on the outside. Spinning Hill trying to get to Mystegic. Falvelon the centre. Spinning Hill's winding up for Frecky. She's come from last and wins. Spinning Hill and a beauty. Great photo of the miners on the Bomberbill Mystegic. Kid Oliver's pulled out on Falvelon. Phoenix Park right behind them from Bomberbill and Spinning Hill. They corner. Mystegic led narrowly from Century Kid. Falvelon. Spinning Hill eases out. She's coming now. It's on the outside. Spinning Hill trying to get to Mystegic. Falvelon the centre. Spinning Hill's winding up for Frecky. She's come from last and wins. Spinning Hill and a beauty. Great photo of the miners on the Bomberbill Mystegic. Close up as Century Kid. Falvelon had the gun run.
Up outside them coming to the corner, and she's had 3 runs at the 1,000 metres now, and she's won all 3 of them. She is a super sprinting mare. She, I think, goes down now for me as the best sprinting mare I've seen, and perhaps the best of all times.
Okay, that's a good wrap. 7-4-2. Now, fourth is gone the way. Okay, as we await the return of Spinning Hill and Franco Dettori.
She's up there with Special, maybe even better than Special. A record at...
Right, Sunline will start favourite to win her 3rd Cox Plate in her farewell run tomorrow.
Live in Michael Iskander's markets, Lonhro well back today. Line in front, tie the light ducks in, and New Zealand takes the Cox Plate with Sunline.
She's a great, outstanding individual. She just...
Back to back, it's all over for Sunline. Look at her go down the straight, 8 lengths in front of Referral and Diatribe. She might be the greatest in the world, Sunline. She streaks home in the Cox Plate.
When Sunline retires, it will be a sad day. She's been great to me. I'm even crying. You know, as compared to Far Lap, you get a lot of letters, a lot of people, not for 4 years. It's been great, but it's coming to an end.
That would make a strong man cry, but... by this mare Sunline, who is the greatest stakes winner in Australasian history by a long way. You can see where Northerly's in 4th spot today.
And Lonhro is equal 4th rated, Richard.
How do you rate anything above Northerly and Sunline? That's what's got me beat, but I know they do it on weights and measures and
Times.
his weight advantage. The punters usually pick which one will win. Favourites, I think, have a pretty good record in Cox Plates. Well and healthy, she may have improved a touch. Grandira looks beautiful, but he's here. The crowd is that noisy. They're just in anticipation of this race, and their play
has been some great memories, but they're saying this is the race of the century. The race...
Racing. The last chapter unfolds. Sunline, one of the first out. Northerly got away quickly and immediately strides up to her outside, and he went back on Assertive Lad. Now starting to wind it up a bit. Into the back she goes. She leads by 2.5, chasing a 3rd Cox Plate. In 2nd placing Northerly, 2 Belle Espirit. 2 further back is Tavul. Off the back at the 800 metres. It's Sunline in front now. Up the side, can she deliver the fairy tale finish? Murney Valley is willing her home. She leads by 2, but the Great Tigers coming after a Northerly, and they've got 3 lengths to fire. Belle Espirit, Grandira asked to go, and then Fields of Omagh, followed by Eustenoff, and Lonhro's giving them a long start. Sunline is the leader. The Fighting Tigers after a Northerly. He trails by a length coming around the home turn. This is going to be special. Into the straight now, and it's Sunline from Northerly, then Defier. Grandira is easing out for the run. Northerly went up to the great mare. Sunline fights back as she always does. Northerly put the head in front though. He's raced about a length and a half now. Here comes Defier, Grandira, but Northerly is clear, and the Fighting Tiger Northerly does it again, beats Defier, Grandira. 4th goes to Sunline. The Queen abdicates, but does it with class. She's followed in by Fields of Omagh. Lonhro was run off his legs. Next is...
To win a Caulfield Cup and a Cox Plate in the 1 year. He joins Tobin Bronze, Rising Fast and Tranquil Star as the only horses. Fred Kersley.
Yes, and I do think I've got to look at Northerly and consider him for that champion category, because, by gee, if he's not a champion, he is very, very close to it.
There's no words to say how good he is. And will you go and Trevor there?
Time he meets her, he beats her. He's a freak, Northerly, an absolute racing freak. I can't believe how long he can be under pressure for. He was under pressure at the Aces in this part of the world. He is just a freak.
Okay.
There isn't a lot more you can say about Northerly. He's done it all. He's proved all the doubters wrong. He's rewritten all the rules. He actually doesn't behave by the accepted parameters. He does everything his own way.
A career that has now netted him $7.8 million.
He could just travel the world next year, and in that type of form, he could just put Australia on the map.
He's been invited to the Dubai World Cup. He was invited last year, he didn't go because he wanted to set him for the Cox Plate and the races he's won this spring. But I tell you, that horse could go to a World Cup on dirt and win it because he's trained on dirt. Grinds away up on the pace. He could win a World Cup. He'd be the only Australian horse I've ever thought could win a World Cup. They just go wild. They love it. But I think she lost the heavyweight belt yesterday. I think Northerly's wearing it well and truly now, because every time he's met her now, he's beaten her. She'll retire to stud, never having a victory over Northerly. So, you know, that's you know, one thing that I suppose, if you want to call it not even a black mark, it's just slightly brown mark on her fabulous record.
Grey horse and yellow colours. He'll be a fair way from them, I'd think, when they settle down, but he does get home very hard. Now from Ecstasy, Empyrean's next on the inside. He's got three behind him as they leave the crossing. They're Montesanto, Espirit, Talbinga, distinctly. Fair Decrees on the fence. Then came Hermit, followed by Mazone. Empyrean's just in a bit of traffic, the favourite. He can't get out at the moment. He's trying to get out on the inside of Ecstasy. He's got his head sideways. He's missed the run. Ecstasy sprinted past the 200. He's out now, Empyrean. Ecstasy hit the front. Empyrean coming after Ecstasy. Ecstasy a half in front. Empyrean's going to him. He's level with him. He's got up Empyrean. That's a big win. Empyrean beat Ecstasy. Tight for third between Hermit and Distinctly.
Empyrean and Brent Albuino ahead of Ecstasy, and
it was second by Yellow Prince. Must be a show. 6:10 about Trey Bit. He's had a freshen up since running in the Port Macquarie Cup and was a winner at Canterbury prior to that. So it must be a good chance too. There's a few down the bottom there. Good backing now for Observing. Trained on the track, it ran is $9.80, so Observing has been the most significant.
Leg Irons is a box back the star as they face the corner in the Cranback Cup. Observing first around the corner. On the outside is Philo Badeau. Leg Irons is looking for a rails run, Quadri, then followed by Branca Magic, Trey Bit and Olivier's have come past the 200. A great go, Observing, Philo Badeau. Leg Irons can't get out, and here's Trey Bit zooming down the centre. Trey Bit went up to hit the lead. Trey Bit Observing the inside, and Philo Badeau, but Trey Bit in front. Philo Badeau lunged and missed. Trey Bit beat Philo Badeau, Observing, and Hersley Fly Leg Iron. Bit and Olivier's have come past the 200. A great go, Observing, Philo Badeau. Leg Irons can't get out, and here's Trey Bit zooming down the centre. Trey Bit went up to hit the lead. Trey Bit Observing the inside, and Philo Badeau, but Trey Bit in front. Philo Badeau lunged and missed. Trey Bit beat Philo Badeau, Observing, and Hersley Fly Leg Irons. Quadri next ready now, Branca Magic, followed by Expect a Star, and over the inside Olivier, and Heir to a Fortune at the top. $73, $110 the exact.
2, 4, 6 and 1. Coming down the straight at Flemington, the first of two straight races. The other one's the Salon. 4.2 the track overall, 4.20. The inside penetrometer reading was 4.27. The outside penetrometer reading 4.31.
They race down towards the 400-metre mark now, and Choisir has company. Planchet's gone up to join him with Cousy. Blur 4 away from the rail, and Titanic Jack the widest is starting to come home, although he wants to roll about a bit. And then Cool Trent is getting over heels to mount his challenge, getting to the 200-metre mark. Choisir had it narrowly, Blur's after him, and Planchet had to change course as Choisir starting to run off the track. Oh, he's hampered Blur badly. Choisir in front of Blur and Planchet. Choisir all over the track, but wins. Choisir first, Planchet second, Blur third. Cool Trent fourth. We might hear more. Behind these are Cousy, tight.
Left to go. Choisir's just in front. He wants to get away from the rail. Blanchier and Blur having a crack at him. Blur might have his nose in front of Choisir. Choisir's kicking again. He's running about badly. Oh, he went right out and went under the neck of Blur. Choisir is in front as they draw to the line. He's going to win the money, but we'll hear more about that one. Choisir first. Blanchier out wide might get second. Blur will be third. No luck at all. Then Cool
Stage in the light blue cap in the maroon colours. He's beaten the others by a big margin, but that's pretty severe interference that he's caused them. Carnage is probably a better word. Choisir up to his old tricks and all over the place as green.
That's why he wears those pacifiers, because he is an unpredictable horse and he has really created some havoc. I don't think there's enough here for a protest to be upheld. That's just my feeling. If he can get his head right, this horse is a Group 1 class horse. There's no doubt about that. But it's all in his head. He was steward's room, so anyone who's back...
Quinella 17, Exacta 32.30, and the new trifecta's $112.
Behind these are Choisir, that highly talented horse that I've been following all spring and managed not to back him yesterday. Ended up getting over the line first, but gee, caused some interference in the last 20 metres or 40 metres of the race, and enough to get the protest upheld. Now here's Choisir in the white cap. He's starting to lay in. Planchet's in the all cerise and has to be checked off his heels. And then the horse inside him that he's reaching now is Blur, and watch him take Blur out of the race. He really knocks Blur out of the race. Choisir then goes on to win by officially 1.25 lengths to Planchet, with Blur a half length, I think, away in third spot.
Interference to Stephen Kingsmount was greater than 1.25 lengths by half length margin, and that protest was upheld, and we believe that the interference to Darren Gouch's mount was also significant and did affect the result of the race, and hence both protests were upheld.
Well, I'm a great supporter of the stewards in Victoria. I think they make some very good decisions, particularly in protest, but I've got to say on this one, I think they erred. I think they made a mistake.
Genius, Royal Perla and Hosanna. And we've got Hosanna coming up at $6.80. Miss Zoe, $9.60. This is weight for age this year too. Perno Hosanna, she's a good mare. She's won 5 races and $700,000. Purple Groove there, number 13 at $9. This is followed by the Wakeful Stakes.
Breeze really... And Miss Zoe, the one that they put the money on, she's last of all. 7 further back to Gold Lottie, starting to go forward. Coupe's over on the inside, and Hosanna is back behind a wall of horses with nowhere to go. They're stretched across the track with 300 metres to go. Here comes Perno on the outside. She's after Coupe. Coupe got the run on the rails. Perno's just in front of Coupe. Romano Star having a crack at them, and right down the outside with a blinder of a run, Miss Zoe from last to first, and she's landed the plonk. Miss Zoe first by an ever-widening 3 lengths on the line. Purple Groove got second. Romano Star third. By G, she flew home, Miss Zoe. Gentle Genius behind.
For the rails, and then Keys followed by Miss Zoe at the 250-metre mark, and Coupe railed through and hit the lead from Perno coming at her. Here's Miss Zoe. Miss Zoe right up the middle of the track, swallows them all up. She races away the Sydney mare. It's all Miss Zoe and Justin Shee, and she wins by 3. Purple Groove, Romano Star hit it together for second and third.
Jackson and Jason Oliver, 3 champions that are no longer with us. 3 former jockeys, great friends.
Ridden by Nash Rawilla, 11 Romano Star ridden by Noel
Capped it off with a win in that race, which I think is about the 2nd biggest mares race we run in this country at the moment, so a great win for her. She was the medium of a substantial betting plunge, $10 to $6, and
3 and 6. Helenus at $2.60. Doing a lot better than most of us thought you might. 7.10 was just about alongside Davidoff and Experience.
They swing around the turn. Hydrometer's been headed by Davidoff. Oliver going for home, looking for 2 straight derbies, and he's shot to the lead. Coming down the outside now, Diamond Jake. Here's Helenus letting loose with his run up the middle of the course. Hydrometer with a kick, though. At the 300, he led by 1.5 lengths. Davidoff's under the whip. Here comes Helenus on the outside of Diamond Jake. Hydrometer at the 150 in front. Helenus, he's big danger. Ain't Here stoking up late. Helenus getting to Hydrometer with 100 to go. Ain't Here lifting. Hydrometer kicks strongly. Hydrometer hits the line and might have just beaten Helenus. A photo finish, though. Ain't Here is third. Masquerado and then Diamond Jake.
And Helenus has got it. The favourites prevailed. Stephen King has won his 2nd derby, and Leon...
Top over Hydrometer and Ain't Here and Spirithor too for trainer Leon McDonald, who prepared the runner-up Holy Secret and Bedouin 5, 7, 9 and 3. Lonhro dominates the market at $1.80. Dash for Cash for Rick Horlacey and Jim Cassidy. Cox Plate last week. Behind Northerly, he was beaten 7.3 lengths. Ran 6 of 9.
Around the home turn at the 500 metres now. Venus was her name first for the judge from Bedouin. Tally Thunderwide are out.
Forest Jim going for a rouse run. The gap opens for Royal Code. Lonhro peels to the outside, passing the 400 metres. Royal Code letting down with his run. Forest Jim got the rouse run. Bedouin. Lonhro's coming at them. Dash for Cash having the last dip down the outside. 200 to go. Lonhro getting to Royal Code. Distinctly Secret running a race. 100 metres to go. Royal Code Lonhro. Royal Code Lonhro. Lonhro's driving hard and wins it. Lonhro's got there. Distinctly Secret flashes up on the inside. A mighty run, and Royal Code Photo finished the minors. Then Dash for Cash. Forest Jim Bedouin followed further back.
He's sort of got a bit of a kick in the guts from last week, so it's just good to see the horse win more than anything, and it puts him back on his mount a little bit. I mean, he's a champion horse, and as I said, he'll be better in the autumn.
Finally, as a couple of points for the Melbourne Cup, he's come from last to grab third in the McKinnon, which in recent years has 14, 10 and 3. Rubitano at 5.50. North Boy is the favourite, 4.50. Chong Chong 5.30. Strategic Image at 19. Belle de Jour at 11. And Prince. Really nice odds now, 6 even.
Racing down on the flat side. Going past the 600, looked to be the grandstand narrowly, I'd say. Century Kid in front there to North Boy. Phoenix Park, Bomber Bill right behind them from Belle de Jour. Empire's the widest runner in the orange colours from Lord Essex. Strategic Image trying to work into it. Anna Zagaleta last. On the other side, Intelligent Star passes the 300 by 2. Rubitano's chasing him, and then Cosmic Strike. This side here, Belle de Jour and Empire race up and go to the lead. There's little in these divisions. Rubitano has the flat side, well beaten. He's in front. It's the Newmarket winner, Rubitano, well clear. Rubitano first, Intelligent Star second, Cosmic Strike third. They all came on the flat. Empire beat them home on the grandstand ahead of Belle de Jour and Lord Essex.
Broken the track record. I think he's broken the track record. He's run 1:7.1. Or his Star had the record for years and years. That was then broken. I think he has run a track record here. The time on it straight. Horse only to win the Newmarket and the Salinger in the 1 year, and he's the first horse for 30 years to carry that weight and win this race. That is a great sprinter. We have an outstanding horse. Top weight with 57.5 in the 43 runnings of the Salinger. Only Century has carried that weight to success, and that was in 1973. This is without
dare I say, a champion sprinter status. He's not far away. I spoke to you.
A very good day. I think I'm running in the vicinity of 300,000, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, Rubitano, you say that the best until near last was fantastic. Tomorrow, of course, on the previous show.
For Intelligent Star and Cosmic Strike. Officially fourth for first four players was the Sydney.
The international runners dominate here, don't they? Richard Friedman for Media Puzzle.
But in particular, Vinnie Rowe, and that what seems to be international money continues to pour in.
Yes, well, even though the flood of money's come for Vinnie Rowe, I'm still sticking with Pujan and Media Puzzle. I think they'll both beat him home.
Such a tragic incident, his jockey brother being killed during the week previous. And Damien Oliver, I think, will ride Media Puzzle. Sean Bartholomew agrees with me.
Figures in the ratings with 100, along with stablemate Vinnie Rowe and also Pujan, as they move up for the Tui's new Melbourne Cup for 2002, and Media Puzzle continues to dominate the betting at around the $7 mark. Can Dermot?
Maybe Craig Williams. Good
Maybe
luck.
Craig Williams, yeah. Let's hope he can come down.
In Damien Oliver, I'm sure, feeling very emotional and anxious. He's riding not only for Australia but for his brother Jason Oliver.
Rain Gage racing as Sam Mason, and then Pujan. Vinnie Rowe's got up to fourth, followed by Deliapore as they come to the home turn, and next is County Tyrone. Media Puzzle's working into it with a run round the outside, and Beekeeper's coming. Distinctly Secret off the track is making ground, and they're followed by Mr. Prudent as they swing the corner, and then Deliapore. They come into the straight now, and Media Puzzle's gone up with Vinnie Rowe, and they share the lead around the home turn ahead of Hatharana, who's gone. Beekeeper runs on, so does Pentastic and Distinctly Secret, passing the 350-metre mark. Damien Oliver sends Media Puzzle to the lead ahead of Vinnie Rowe, who can't find, and back behind them is Beekeeper, Distinctly Secret, Pentastic, but Damien Oliver riding with the spirit of Jason, out by 3 on Media Puzzle. I think he's got the cup won. Beekeeper, Mr. Prudent are running on from Vinnie Rowe, but it's Media Puzzle clear, and Media Puzzle, Damien and Dermot have done it. Media Puzzle beats Mr. Prudent, Beekeeper, Vinnie Rowe 4. Corner, and then Deliapore. They come into the straight now, and Media Puzzle's gone up with Vinnie Rowe, and they share the lead
lead around the home turn ahead of Hatharana, who's gone. Beekeeper runs on. So does Pentastic and Distinctly Secret, passing the 350-metre mark. Damien Oliver sends Media Puzzle to the lead ahead of Vinnie Rowe, who can't find. And back behind them is Beekeeper, Distinctly Secret, Pentastic. But Damien Oliver riding with the spirit of Jason, out by 3 on Media Puzzle. I think he's got the cup won. Beekeeper, Mr. Prudent are running on from Vinnie Rowe, but it's Media Puzzle clear, and Media Puzzle, Damien and Dermot have done it. Media Puzzle beats Mr. Prudent, Beekeeper, Vinnie Rowe 4, and then again Distinctly Secret, passing the 350-metre mark. Damien Oliver sends Media Puzzle to the lead ahead of Vinnie Rowe, who can't find, and back behind them is Beekeeper, Distinctly Secret, Pentastic, but Damien Oliver riding with the spirit of Jason, out by 3 on Media Puzzle. I think he's got the cup won. Beekeeper, Mr. Prudent are running on from Vinnie Rowe, but it's Media Puzzle clear, and Media Puzzle, Damien and Dermot have done it. Media Puzzle beats Mr. Prudent, Beekeeper, Vinnie Rowe 4, and then came Pentastic, Distinctly Secret, Jason missed at the last. It will be the most emotion-charged Melbourne Cup reception in history.
42 runnings of the Cup. Has it been a better story, a more emotional one? See the breaches, Jason Oliver, Damien riding for his brother here.
Big brother Jason. And to have to go to the funeral tomorrow after celebrating a Melbourne Cup tonight, I just can't imagine a more emotional moment in sport in this country.
A strong 3,200 metres, $6 and $2.40 for Media Puzzle. Mr. Prudent ran an enormous race, finishing
to let your mind wander. But I'm really happy I could win this today, and I'm sure everyone, the whole family back in Perth, will be really happy.
You had 20 million grandstand jockeys out there with you today. Congratulations, mate.
Thanks, Ta. Went home for him today, but still got Tuesday, and you know it'll be hard to beat on Tuesday with me and my brother riding, hopefully.
Fantastic, but Damien Oliver riding with the spirit of Jason, out by 3 on Media Puzzle. I think he's got the cup won. Beekeeper, Mr. Prudent are running on from Vinnie Rowe, but it's Media Puzzle clear, and Media Puzzle, Damien and Dermot have done it. Media Puzzle.
My brother Jason, I know you're up there, mate. And I couldn't have done it without you, buddy. So this one's for you. Be forgotten, buddy. I love you.
Everyone was about 100,000 odd people. It was just one extraordinary day, wasn't it?
If there can be a greater moment in sport in this country in the next 10 years, or been any in the last 10, then I've yet to see it, Keith. I think it was one of the great moments in sport.
Yep. Spinning Hill and Planchet equal top raters, Intelligent Star and Mystique Classic. And this is a Group 2 race. The prize money on this one's $251,000.
Coming to the 400, the 3-year-old Choisir had the lead narrowly from Falvelon. Wide out, Spinning Hill starting to work home nicely. Belle has eased over her heels now. They come to the 200 metres, and Choisir under extreme pressure. After him, Falvelon, Belle and Spinning Hill. Choisir narrowly, Falvelon digging deep and coming hard. Choisir, Falvelon. Falvelon's put his head in front of Choisir. Choisir came again. Choisir's come again and might have beaten Falvelon in a photo. Belle or Spinning Hill for third, close there. And they were well clear.
At the moment, Falvelon, the great champion, knuckles down to the task. Falvelon, Choisir. Falvelon, Choisir. Oh, Falvelon ran out badly. Choisir wins it. Choisir has beaten Falvelon. Falvelon threw it away.
He runs in, gets onto Spinning Hill. He has to straighten up. The line's not there. Choisir's got it. Got up to win. What a tale to be told. Glenn Boss can't believe his luck. 1-8 point.
He's got to be happy he's won today anyway.
Good effort to back up, isn't it?
Yeah, I think in 6 months he'd be a darn nice horse, Peter. Yeah, he'd be one of the coming sprinters, I think.
And he went.
You know, he's a superstar, this horse. I tell you, he should have a lot more wins beside his.
Matthews.
The Queen Elizabeth Stakes Group 2 on the card here, the 8th event at Flemington.
At $12. A Maccabee Diva, a lot of eyes on this mare to see if she can continue her winning ways. She should almost be undefeated. She was unlucky in the
First start she was beaten, but 6 starts, 5 wins.
The Eagle Rhythm around the outside of Southern Crown, then Hill of Grace. Daniel on the fence as they cornered. Spirit of Westbury's coming wide. Into the straight now, Time Off being joined by Inclusion. Hey Pronto looking for the way clear. He's going for a run on the inside here. Wider out as Native Jazz, Eagle Rhythm and Spirit of Westbury, and then Southern Crown. Hey Pronto's got the run now, and he's sprinted hard, and at the 300 metre mark has gone to the lead. Spirit of Westbury winds up. Here comes Makybe Diva from well back. She's starting to wind into her work. Hey Pronto under the whip. Spirit of Westbury's claimed him at the 100. He's hit the front. Kicking back as Time Off, Spirit of Westbury, and here's Makybe Diva. Knows where the post is. Grabbed them right on the wire. Makybe Diva's got there in the last couple of bounds from either Spirit of Westbury or Time Off. Hey Pronto just wilting on the feet. Spirit of Westbury and then Southern Crown. Hey Pronto's got the run now, and he's sprinted hard, and at the 300 metre mark has gone to the lead. Spirit of Westbury winds up. Here comes Makybe Diva from well back. She's starting to wind into her work. Hey Pronto under the whip. Spirit of Westbury's claimed him at the 100. He's hit the front. Kicking back as Time Off, Spirit of Westbury, and here's Makybe Diva. Knows where the post is. Grabbed them right on the wire. Makybe Diva's got there in the last couple of bounds from either Spirit of Westbury or Time Off. Hey Pronto just wilting on the fence, and then came Danyon Southern Crown, followed further.
Oh, she's a great mare, isn't she? Makybe Diva, and that's her 7th race start, 6th win. And David Hall, congratulations. He's done a marvellous job with this mare by Desert King. Luke Curry.
Bred to Northern Hemisphere time, which means she's listed as a 4-year-old in this country, but she's actually only 3. And to be able to carry the weight she did and beat older horses as a 3-year-old, coming off the back, improving each run, going from a maiden class basically all the way through to group class at Flemington during the carnival, that's a fantastic effort. She's the first horse qualified for next year's Melbourne Cup, fully qualified now. And I tell you what, Keith, I don't think I've seen a better prospect than this for a long time.
This is an amazing story. We're watching Makybe Diva on the outside in the predominantly blue colours. She won that maiden race, Richard, at Wangaratta on the 13th of August. There she is winning.
So the first 3 have been locked away up in the 1200 metres ship in the last minute or so. There's been a little money for Super Impressive now. He's into 3rd pick. With is Tally Dane, Demontage the rail, a length and a half further back, Panorama Heights. 3 Super Impressive, Icaros, second last coming up towards the turn, and 4 to Our Arts Rival. Boys Talk led Sir Chuckle, throws out the first challenge. Blue Danzig was gone, Tally Dane runs on, and so does Panorama Heights. In the straight, Sir Chuckle hit the lead, but Panorama Heights threatens. Super Impressive's running on right down the outside. Demontage trying to work clear. It's Panorama Heights hitting the lead from Sir Chuckle, kicking back. Super Impressive still coming. Super Impressive, 3 deep race to Sir Chuckle, Panorama Heights. Super Impressive, a bit too good. Super Impressive wins this race again. Along next, Sir Chuckle, Panorama Heights 3rd. Then Demontage, Icaros making some ground. Followed further back by Our Arch Rival. Tally Dane's beaten just 2 in.
First for $2,019.50. So the quaddie numbers thus. So the favourite is Bow Best. Now dividends at Rose.
For some reason. No, here we go. Cheers Pop, Lowendale Road, and last of all is Jamatre at the 7, and Southern Renegade on the inside is one of the joint leaders of 3 with Luskin's Proud and Skiing. Then New Status, Bow Best right behind the leaders, followed by Flying Flea and Spa giving ground, passed by Sciatica. Springhaven starting to work home wider out, followed by Cheers Pop, Lowendale Road going through on the fence from Jamatre and Smoky Island at the 400. Southern Renegade on the inside led Luskin's Proud and Skiing. New Status, then came Bow Best getting into the clear. It got the run through Bow Best. Then Springhaven held up for a run behind Sciatica. Now getting to the outside, although held up again as Jamatre closed the gap. In front now is still Southern Renegade from Bow Best, Sciatica. Jamatre mowing them down on the outside. Jamatre reached the lead from Bow Best, and Sciatica and Jamatre beat Bow Best. And 3rd in was Sciatica, and Springhaven again held up at a vital stage. Held up for a run behind Sciatica. Now getting to the outside, although held up again as Jamatre closed the gap. In front now is still Southern Renegade from Bow Best, Sciatica. Jamatre mowing them down on the outside. Jamatre reached the lead from Bow Best, and Sciatica and Jamatre beat Bow Best. And 3rd in was Sciatica, and Springhaven again held up at a vital stage. Southern Renegade was a gallant run. First time for the new trainer.
I hope it doesn't have to do too much work to get a race 6 here at Randwick, numbers 9, 11, 2 and 7. Well,
So, will Crown Lodge Quinella the race time will tour us up to along a shade. He just got off the bit momentarily from Halls of Assembly. Vendettas, he's on fire, followed by Anytime Angel. And last is Imposing Dom. Now, Beedman in the black jacket and cerise cap on Jeremiah, taking him about 8 wide. Straightening up, Si Senor, a length and a half on Jeremiah. Plenty of galloping room at his stablemate Vendettas is going with the favourite now. Now, Vendettas and Jeremiah claim Si Senor. Who's going to win it, the younger horse or the older bloke? It's Jeremiah pulling out plenty. Vendettas won't give in. Jeremiah just in front. He'll win it. Jeremiah has just outstayed the stablemate Vendettas, and then came Si Senor with Halls of Assembly not far back. Anytime Angel, he's on fire. 5 and 7, 177.
On track at $9. Sir Chuckle, there's a little bit of value at $8.50. Flurry's Gem, it's halved its opening quote on track.
Halving its on-course quote. Our coverage of this race brought to you by the team from...
The leader running onto the course proper with about 600 to go. The expat in front, second Sir Chuckle on the outside of Flurry's Gem. King of Prussia up to fourth, off to sea looking for a run. And then came Confederate Kid around River Dove. Super impressive through on the rails from Golden Fawn ridden up. And then came Moonar Brook getting into the clear. The expat the leader, 300 left to travel. After it Sir Chuckle, Confederate Kid running on strongly from Flurry's Gem. River Dove into the clears running on. Confederate Kid after the expat, then Super impressive. The expat in front trying to lift Confederate Kid. Super impressive on the rails is going through. They hit it. Super impressive got through. Super impressive. Terrific effort with a big weight. And it has got the money from Confederate Kid, the expat, and Golden Fawn ridden up. And then came Moonar Brook getting into the clear. The expat the leader, 300 left to travel. After it Sir Chuckle, Confederate Kid running on strongly from Flurry's Gem. River Dove into the clears running on. Confederate Kid after the expat, then Super impressive. The expat in front trying to lift Confederate Kid. Super impressive on the rails is going through. They hit it. Super impressive got through. Super impressive. Terrific effort with a big weight. And it has got the money from Confederate Kid, the expat, and Golden Fawn did his best work late. Then Sir Chuckle and the Lou next home. Next Moonar Brook and then off to sea. River Dove didn't quite finish.
Gave the horse every opportunity up.
Now, these races usually run a good pace, and a horse that can run a good strong 7 like he'll come your way. Now, early...
River Dove didn't quite finish.
Gave the horse every opportunity up.
Now, these races usually run a good pace, and a horse